talked about the high levels of filtration for ventilation also. So it's a very general question I'm putting to each one of you. How can building designers and HVAC engineers together balance energy efficiency with IAQ in polluted Indian cities with deteriorating or to outdoor pollution levels? Can we start with Mr. Deepak?
Yes, sure. It's a big challenge in terms of designing the facility specifically in the highly polluted environment. And unfortunately, I'm sitting in NCR since last 2 days, and I can see what is happening outside. Landing from Bangalore, which is below 50 AQI, to straight away plus 300, plus 400. And see, somewhere I always talk about this. Somewhere we need to compensate or maybe give more weightage to one particular thing because there are a lot of technology, like Aayush was also mentioning about the pressure drop, another thing, or like Kapil was mentioning about Vayuguard. But it's end of the day, it varies from the when Tejesh will be sitting on designing a facility, lot of factors come inside. So even if you take I will say example of NCR region only, when he is designing the facility and when he is focusing on energy, that to limit the fresh air, that is the first thing comes in the mind, and how we can reduce the intake of the fresh air to avoid the higher heat load for the dehumidification or the filtration levels. So in such cases, like using an evaporative cooling in the fresh air system, which can reduce the particle and gaseous count at the initial stage only, and NCR being a dry climate definitely helps. And then the basic amounts of filtration targeting the particles, specifically the PM10, PM2.5, which is required with the lowest possible pressure drop in terms of filters. And then, as even Tejas was mentioning about understanding the occupancy levels in the real-time basis and then optimizing the facility later, because at the design stage, most of the time we don't get the real data. Everybody adds his own safety factors and the numbers are inflated. So in such cases, when we are designing for the equipment for such facilities, we should have that options available to modulate the systems in the operation stage and reduce the energy consumption instead of operating at a very high or a design capacity.
Thank you very much, Mr. Deepak, for sharing your thoughts about. Can I ask Mr. Aayush to elaborate? You were talking about the occupancy sensors also. So how can building designers balance energy efficiency with IAQ in polluted Indian cities with failing outdoor pollution levels?
Sure, Gopal, sir. So I will just, take this answer and start from where Deepak sir was talking about, and very, very rightly put. It's important to balance the fresh air systems very well and understand when we're taking in fresh air, more CO2 levels, higher amount of energy will be consumed because you will have to cool that much air, dehumidify, etc. So it increases your HVAC load substantially. Hence, it's extremely important to understand a building's occupancy levels, understand the density of occupants and where they are at the moment in a large commercial building very, very well. If you ask most commercial real estate heads, they will only know what is the total capacity of their buildings. Or they might know that I have 20 million square feet in management, and I might have space for probably a million or some people like that, a couple of lakhs. But if you truly ask them, sir, how many people used your offices last week, they'll be taken aback. This is where the beauty of occupancy sensors come in. It helps you understand and control your HVAC's operations accordingly. If you don't have a higher occupancy in a given floor, why is the fresh air system bringing in more air? Of course, you might have CO2 based design systems which might kick in as more and more people come in. But why is that air conditioner running at say 23 degrees? If there's no one, can't we maintain that space at a slightly higher, at a 24.5 or 25-degree temperature? The moment the people come in, why we can quickly reduce the temperature for higher for lower temperature for them to be more comfortable in. Just by modulating a degree or two, we can save substantial energy. And similarly, while when we're talking about air quality, I often see CO2 levels at around 1800, 1900 ppm in multiple large offices, which is unfortunate. And these people, these companies are paying their employees extremely high. And when you have such high levels of CO2, the concentration goes off. People have some or the other headache, and the productivity falls substantially. So you might as well, invest in this and get a very, very strong ROI. So that's why I was talking about the importance of having enough IoT sensors, which help you understand occupancy and air quality, and marrying all these data together, packaging them in an intelligent level that could control all of these things together and give you both the goal, help you achieve both the goals that we're talking about.
Thank you very much for the sharing this knowledge with the audience. Mr. Nair, can I have your views, please?
Sure, Gopal sir. I'll take this in two parts.
Yes, sir.
When we design new building, we specify certain ventilation systems. The consultants, the architects, we specify certain ventilation systems. And the trend is that whenever you specify something, the industry is not very clear about it. Where is it going to be used? What are the requirements of air qualities within the premises? The finer points are usually missed out. And what is usually concentrated is only on the price of the package. So unfortunately, we keep talking about, I can see Deepak smiling. I'm sure he's agreeing to me, and also Aayush. So I'm talking about the fraternity in general and not talking about specific manufacturers or, the point is that when you specify a requirement, first of all, it has to be very clear. What is the air quality desired? Where is it going to be used? So that people like the gentleman in the panel, we can, suggest that this is the right thing to you, and along with it, add an energy tag. So from the day one, what is the level of filtration you're going to get and what is it going to cost. And nowadays, there are so many tools which are available to even predict that how long is your filter going to last when you are using in a particular setup. So it does sound very simple. It may not be as simple as this, but definitely there is a way out. I'm talking about the new installations. There are certain easy tools which are now available. I'm again taking the name of Eurovent because that's a body which is independent. We are all members of it. We are part of it. And they have guidelines which are called 4/23 and 4/21. Eurovent 4/23 talks about how to select an air filter. It is not a rocket science. Anybody can just take that booklet and it is very simple. Now, okay, so selecting it is simple, but how do you ensure the energy efficiency? Follow another document, Eurovent 4/23. I might be switching between the two, but there are two documents which are available. How to select the air filters and how to select the most efficient of it. And the best part is it is all third-party validated. So you can buy from Deepak, you can buy from Aayush, you can buy from me. But look at these parameters and let the customer decide what is best suited for them. There is another category which I want to cover. Okay, now that there are numbers of AHUs and problems of air pollutions are, we talk about it, especially in this current season. There are upgrade options which are available. If there is an existing air handling unit, existing buildings are there, you want to upgrade, there are easy ways to do it. And there is always a myth that if you want to improve your air quality, it is definitely going to result in a very high cost, which is a myth which we must educate the people and the consumers to bust the myth that it need not be that. You can always improve air quality by reducing the cost, to an extent by reducing the cost, and without any major upgradations. The quality or the technology you use, whether you use a mechanical filtration, you use an electronic air filtration, or you use ESPs, that's a separate subject. But what we are trying to say is that there are a lot of things which are possible.
Thank you very much, Mr. Nair, for sharing knowledge about the standards and other things. Mr. Kapil, coming to you, what are your views about designing aspects?
So, all right, thank you so much, sir. So, designing aspect, I have seen plenty of things, or might be my other colleagues might have seen the same. So, designing the consultant designs at their best levels, but at the implementation level or at the maintenance and maintenance levels, so there is a lacking in between that. So IAQ is a subject, at initial stages it is there, but due to the lack of budget, this is the first item which degrades. For example, the consultant might have put the MERV 13 or MERV 15 or MERV 14 filtration levels, or like TiO2 based or whatsoever Aayush was mentioning for active air purification. So these are the items which gets deleted at that particular moment, whether client wants or not. So due to the budget constraint, the IAQ items got deleted at that moment. Second, which I was mentioning for maintenance point of view. So see, for the maintenance, the maintenance people are from the same salary bracket, 15-20,000. So they don't know how to do, and even they are not guided properly. So that is the one thing which is lacking. So while presentation, I was mentioning that they used to clean filter with water. I think most of the OEMs or Mr. Nair and Deepak would agree with me that plenty of the mechanical filters like bag filters or MERV 13 level filtration, they are not recommended to wash with the water, but they do. That is the normal practice within the sites. So not only the design aspect, but for the operational point of view, that need to be always addressed, and there should be guidelines from the consultant side as well. So this is the design, and these are the level of filtration, and after implementation or installation, these are the SOPs to maintain those. So until unless you are not maintaining it properly, best of best technologies can fail. So
Very
it's
much,
all
Mr.
about
Kapil.
the
Yeah.
mindset.
Yes, yes. The mindset has to be
And
in tune with the times.
nowadays we have plenty of tools available which can give you the real insights on the same, that what is going and what is going inside the premises or on the equipment side or on the power side or on the IAQ side. You should implement, if you are spending a lot of money on the IAQ equipment, so you should also spend few bucks of amount on the tools itself, so that you can have insights and you can make decision out of the same. So this is from my end, sir.
Thank you very much. Tools are very much important for monitoring as well. Mr. Bagul, what are your viewpoints about the designs and standards?
Definitely. I would kind of converge what each of the panelists over here mentioned. One of the big ones standing out was the CO2 monitoring. Of course, just bringing outdoor air indoors does not necessarily help the mission over here. It needs to be based on proper standards, proper codes. Actually, 62.1 comes in very handy, which even lead will fall back on saying provide 30% extra of what 62.1 says. But that also needs to be brought in with the cognizant fact that just bringing in will not serve the purpose. Having strategies such as demand control ventilation, where you either count the number of people or the CO2 parts per million to ramp up or down the outdoor air requirements of a given space, is some of the strategies that I would strongly recommend. But again, it needs to work in tandem with each other. Just working in silos will not help the cause. It is systems talking to each other to benefit the final end goal of indoor air quality being maximized on the efficiency part is what I would recommend highly.
Thank you very much.